Hello team, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever, and we're following this very handsome, sporty green Mikado coming back from its first run. No, its first run wasn't a resounding success. I sent it packing early just to try and spur the production of unprocessed food along. I think I need a better name for that, unprocessed food, but I think you get the general picture. Grain and livestock. It doesn't seem to be kicking out quite as much as one might hope, but I'm fairly confident that it'll pick up over time. So yeah, should we on board? I think we might. Going through the signal crossing. What's this speed bump? Exciting. That's what the speed bump is. Oh well, it didn't seem to derail the train much as one might have thought that it did. Actually, this is a good route to go. I've done one minor change purely because I forgot to do it in the last episode. I've reconnected the road that had the food route into Warren. So we'll go past that in a moment because it's terribly modern. Look, there's that level crossing doing its thing, and we've got another speed bump. What's going on here? This is what happens when you don't keep your eye on the flipping elevation of the thing. Hello chaps, bye chaps. And you should, you would be able to see it if we weren't in a gully. There's basically a motorway running down the left-hand side of the track as we look at it here. There you go. I mean, appreciate the this is really quite repetitive, isn't it? Let's move on. Okay, so yes, we're waiting for that to kind of pick up in a demand sense, and obviously I sent both trains at the same time. It's quite fun that they take a similar length of time to get to their destinations. But what we're really waiting for here is the shipping situation to start delivering a little bit quicker. Now, in the last episode, I mentioned that I was planning to delete these docks at some point and roll it out here instead with a train connection. I mean, that's a high risk proposition in terms of is it likely to bankrupt me? Yes. Is it likely to break all of these chains? Yes. So there is that. Likewise, the loan situation isn't exactly glamorous. I'm now 9 million in debt, which is 135 grand a year. But we are so far profitable this year. The only downside is that's going to get swallowed pretty much instantly as soon as the month ticks over. Also, I've got all of my trucks currently set to auto replace to go for Fords, which I believe this already is. There we go. Which is eating up spare cash every time I have some right now. Let's do that. Yeah, I mean I'm going to spend it, but I think we repay while we can repay, right? And then borrow it again when we next build something. Anyway, I have a plan for today. Today's plan is involving oil because we love it to bits, and it's to actually drive a little bit more. There's a word missing here somewhere. A little bit more demand for fuel, which is the current end product that we're generating from our fuel supply. Now, at present, we ship the oil all the way up the river here. Apologies for the rapid camera movement. How many have we got waiting? 202. I have added another fuel tanker, which is just on the horizon there. And what I want to do is add another docks, probably around here, to deliver fuel to Indianapolis. This will fuel the growth of Indianapolis. Thank you. I write all my own material. And if we can get close enough to this truck stop here, we can use it to deliver to the fairly meager industrial area that Indianapolis has got going on. Now, there's another school of thought at this point, and that being that, what if we didn't develop the industry in every single town? I don't know, get your head around that. Likewise, we could do it there, I suppose, as well. Options. I mean, the one thing that is coming up is this station needs to move back by, a ways, or cross the river, which is, I think, the smarter thing to do. Because we need a bridge to get over there. Is it though? All right, it's going to be difficult no matter what, and that's going to be probably a 5 million plus job to get that working correctly. So now is not the time for it, especially when the passenger train here is still going great guns. How old are you now? 28 years. So you are overdue an upgrade. How fast are you moving? 68 kilometers an hour. That's not to be sniffed at. I mean, I want to stick a higher Wather and a longer passenger consist on there anyway, but it's going to have to, you know, considerably up the ante when it comes to profits in order to meet the running costs of the thing. Anyway, docks. That's what we're here for. That's what you turned up. You came to see me try and place a cargo dock and place a passenger dock again. No, no, no. Fool me once, then I've been fooled. There you go. That's now here's the thing, right? So as you look at it from this side on, your ships will enter the dock from the right-hand side. Now the fuel is going to be flowing right to left, so I want the docks on the other side of the river. See, this is almost like I've thought something through. So, I mean, we've got there as an option, which is going to require a no small amount of truckery. Oh, hold on. What have we got? We've got a new something. The end of the year rollover. It's a tram. Yeah, the Pittsburgh. Okay, good. I'm enthralled by the prospect of a new tram. The other option, without, you know, spending millions on bulldozing parts of the town, is over here. Bad place for it, because you always place the closest to your original point. And I've got the cash right now, so we place right now. Yeah, I don't want to be quite so close to the bridge, because I don't know if it's going to interfere with it. Don't wait for the money to go. Whatever you're doing, come on. There's got to be some navigatable waters here that aren't right next to the flaming bridge. We could move the bridge, I suppose, but that's more expense that we really don't need. Maybe with a little wiggle or two, we can get something going. See, I worry about blocking the river, you know. And actually, we have to find out whether we can block the river at some point. Whether we can use. There was a place a minute ago. I swear I saw a place that this would actually flipping sit. Oh, come on. We just do this little dance up the riverbank, and maybe somewhere we'll comply. This would be quite nice. This kind of angle there, like that. Sold. Right now, maybe that will work. Maybe it won't work. I think it will work. Yeah, there's tons of space there. You've got all the space in the world. Well, maybe not all the space in the world, but you've got plenty of space. Right, let's connect you up to here, and then we just need to think about how we're going to ship this around. So we've got reasonable catchment at the exchange. Actually, my little piece of demonstration road, you know, it never gets replaced. And I'm sure you all told me in the comments last time, but I'm recording this immediately after the last one, so I'm blissfully unaware of the amount of ridicule that has been passed my way. Right, let's get another truck stop on here, and we'll just run a quick shuttle between the two, with a nice wait till full at this end, and that should do nicely. Likewise, hold on. What are you in range? Oh, you've actually got some in range there. Now the question is, do I need to deliver to every building, or will just delivering to a couple do it? And the bulk of industries over here, I think I'm going to try it. We'll see what happens. I mean, this is this is all good learning exercises, and you know, we can all benefit from this together by finding this stuff out. Right, before I do any of that though, what I also need to do here is find one of my oil tankers, languidly floating upriver, and add another stop. Right. Berkeley West, Henderson North. On the way back from Henderson North, please drop off here. And the game is smart enough, he said out loud, because I have utter faith in such things, that it will adapt that route it will know what it is that I'm looking for. Equally, that now also opens the possibility for me to ship construction materials in that direction, which could be fun, but I'm not sold on it being, you know, monstrously profitable right now, and I do need to generate some profit. I mean, half the reason for this particular setup is it should generate profit relatively easily, given that it's on the route that those ships are already following. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. So this is Ind Fuel, and I'm going to stick one whole truck on it and see what that gets us. Buy a road vehicle. I want one of those. And because you're shipping the black stuff, we're going to make it black. There we go. Right, set line, Ind Fuel, please. Excellent. Good. Right, well, we'll see how that pans out. Oh, likewise. No, you closed that bit too quickly there. Where are we? Transfer. Wait for a full load. Actually, a Ford in black. Oh, that's going to be a popular choice, although I'm not sure where he's going. Oh, he's going for a Swifty pickup before he kicks off. Good. Right. So 740 grand in the bank. What's next? I don't know. Let's have a quick look at line profitability. As much as, you know, we all dig a good spreadsheet. Let's have a look. Let's go by income. Okay, Ind Food Bulk. Ind Food Bulk. What are you running? Indianapolis. Yes. Food Bulk. That's the food train down here. Yeah, okay. So your maintenance costs, even while just, you know, sat merrily... 15 or 72. That's not going to cut the... That's no, bad. Come on, you. Drop some stuff off so we can make a bit of cash. Right, okay. Ind Food Bulk, bad. Fine. Boston Food, which is the other train, equally is blowing cash for me, which is lovely. Now, the oil bulk will be at the lower ebb of its running costs right now, because these are the two tankers that we're waiting to... well, they're on their way back from filling up, effectively. So, I mean, this pays off. I think it pays off just over $1 million when it arrives, so that's okay. That's perfectly acceptable. FLN Flint Food is blowing 90 grand a year. We're currently... I've got too many trucks on there, I reckon. Let's go and have a look. The occasional pruning of one's lines is sensible. Right, what are you carrying, for example? 8 fuel. Well, that's beneficial. But that's because you're a fuel truck. Here we are. FLN Food 2 of 9. You 0 of 9. Go to a depot. I'm not gonna keep, you know, empty trucks in business. And you can no, go to a depot. There. I mean, I'm a hard task mistress, and sometimes it's the only language they understand. Right. Likewise, I probably ought to keep an eye on that depot for those two turning up. All right. So that should strip the costs back there a touch. Hopefully, with a few more of those being full up. Likewise, what do we got going on here? Salem, years. Food bulk, 0 of 100. You're the Cross River shuttle, and there's only 3 waiting for you. I can see how that would lead to a lack of profitability, and this is all as a result of this chap up here deciding to downgrade production because we had a surplus of food waiting to be delivered at the far end. It happens. I don't like it that it happens, but it does happen. We're just going to have to wait for that to kind of rebuild itself. Meanwhile, our costs are going to spiral on the 2 trains here and on the delivery trucks, which actually, are they doing anything else? They're not. So I'm going to... Let's... Warren Holt, you can load a full load there. So, I mean, the good news is we have at least got... No, you're not doing anything useful. You, however, are doing something useful. That's a start. So I'm not delivering enough food. Another ship on there would be good, but right now it's completely redundant because actually we're not producing enough food for that to matter. And I wonder if part of that is as a result of the amount of stone I've got waiting. What do we got? 41 grain. Oh, okay, well that's not insignificant. And then, what, 43 livestock, 51 construction material. I don't even know who's carrying construction material. Who's picking that up then? Where's it all going? And we got fuel waiting here as well. Who wants that? There must be some kind of cargo ship that is doing something somewhere. You're a stone bulk, so you're coming from... Why are you carrying stone? I don't need stone up here. Are you travelling the right way? You are. Well, that's fortunate at least. See, I'm barely into the game, and I've already got a very limited understanding of exactly what's going on. But we'll turn this around. I'm going to turn the wait till full off there for a moment so we can get some of this unloaded. Right, what are you taking back? 85 fuel. Can you carry fuel? I thought that was just for fuel tankers. Oh well, no, just find a market for it. That would be a good place to start. Right, okay, I need to build something else. Let's stop just, navel gazing here and see what we've got going on. How many chaps have we got waiting here? One person waiting for a plane. Well, at least someone's waiting for a plane now. That's an improvement. Now, obviously, I am making a profit. We made 1 million last year, 1.5 million so far this year, although it is coming up to financial day, which is always a good way to empty your account in a hurry. And I wonder whether adding a second train or maybe... Yeah, I think upgrading the original is a good way to go. Right, Warren. What can you tell me about yourself, Warren? What length station are you, for starters? This will tell me. 240. Okay, fine. That's good. Meanwhile, Boston. What length are you? I believe you're up 240. Yes, you are. Good. 113 passengers waiting. So I think I'm going to upgrade the train to a Hiawatha, and you are also a 240. Okay, well, we can handle a train that is 240 meters in length. And given that this train is aging anyway, I think that the time is now that we actually want to upgrade the thing. So let's have a look and see how much this will cost. Right. Now, the Hiawatha in the previous game was nothing but a burden on you and your family. This time around, it's expensive up front, but it does do 160 kilometers an hour. Now, we're running an Atlantic on here at the moment, which tops out at 100, so this would be faster. Okay, what's a good passengery colour? I mean, I thought that the kind of the pale grey was pretty sharp. I think we'll go with that again. Right, so there we go. So that's 7.6 million we need there. Okay, and that's so far that's just the train. We then need this coaches suitable. I'll do 150. These will do 180, and they're 1.5 million each, give or take. Lorks, 242k a year versus 186, 60k a year cheaper. I think we're going to go this way. 18, 36, 72. Do we go again? Yeah, 108. I mean, that's only 12 more passengers than we've got now, and it's going to cost me 14 million quid for one train. 108. So, well, hold on. What's my length? Let's keep going. Let's go to 221. Oh, that's a train and several quarters. 16.6 million for the replacement. Now, even if that ends up being monstrously successful, which, let's face it, we have to assume it's going to be, there's only 71 passengers waiting at the other the deep end there, and we just picked up 96, and there's another 28, so what's that? 116, 120 some odd. Meanwhile, at Warren, and Warren's always going to be deceptive because it's stocking on passengers that travel in both directions. So around 100 is kind of the limit right now. So we could do it, but this might kill us. I'm gonna do it. Let's see what happens. So I need what? Another. Let's set that to 25% so nobody runs off with my money. And we're currently making 1.7 a year, so it's going to take 10 years to pay this off if I manage to cover costs and nothing else. Okay, well, you know, fortune favours the foolish. There you go. We've got 19 million in the bank. It's February, so you know I've got plenty of time for this chap to upgrade. But oh my gosh, this is going to be expensive. And that's the other big change, moving from the original game to this one, is oh my gosh, that's expensive will become your catchphrase. And if it isn't to begin with, it soon will be. Right, let's... This is going to be totally worth it. Totally worth it. You hear that, everybody? I need you to up your demand, like, you know, 1,000 times. Alright, here we go. This will be exciting. Relatively speaking. Let's have a look. One Hiawatha fully equipped with New Mexico coaches. Only just fits in the station. It's a beast. Will carry 144. Only got 116 though. But if this manages to deliver at high speed, the profit per passenger will also increase. Let's pay the rest of that back. Do not want to completely murder my chances of a recovery here. You've got 35 years to pay for yourself and everything else. So, you know, no pressure. Alright, let's follow along. I mean, you know, I've paid 17 million quid for it. We can get our money's worth by watching. I mean, look at that. That's worth the price of admission right there. Pretty train. Repay more. Not much else to say. We're just watching the train here. Actually, I do want the train window open so we can see what speed it gets up to. Now, remember the previous one would allegedly top out at 100. This one will do 160. Currently doing 90. Right, well we've got the downhill section here. If that doesn't, you know, pick the tempo up dramatically, then this is going to all be for naught. Likewise, it does have a fairly lengthy train to pull back in the opposite direction. So we are getting the speed boost now. 125, 26, 27, 28. So we're going to get extra profit per passenger because this will have been quicker depending on the acceleration. It's now simply a case of show me the money. And it better be significant. Because you're not going to do another run like that for a little while. What do we got? 728 grand. That's not a bad place to start. Admittedly, the running costs for this train are going to be in the region of 2 to 3 million, if not more. Let's just check the old finances here. Running costs. No, that's the train's history. Well, it's been running for about a month and cost me 900 grand. Okay. Well, we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed, won't we? There's 131 people on board this time. Heading back to Warren, where I would imagine some fairly stunned passengers are kind of stood there going, well, you know, I'm not sure we're going to be able to catch this ride. Likewise, again, I want to see what this is going to do uphill. It's, you know, the progress is going to be, you know, slowish, since I've just mortgaged myself up to the hilt. Repay. Because we're going to be pushing 300,000, I suspect, in debt servicing. There's 60 kilometers an hour. Feel the G-forces. Are we going to get any more speed than this? We're really not going to get much more speed than this coming uphill. And, you know, I can't stress enough just how big the inclines can be from from kind of the centre of landmass down towards river or lake, you really do run the risk of spending a small fortune on track and sundry expenses when running in that direction. Right, let's see if this. I mean, this is even more people on board. I would expect it makes less money because we're going slower. But to be honest, you know, the trip from Warren to Boston is the important one. Or it's the important one right now. We'll just see how we go. So we're 1.2 million up on the year in terms of covering the new vehicle cost. That's okay, but we haven't had the full year of actually paying the maintenance on this sucker yet. So, you know, there's still that to look forward to. Speak to me. Make it a nice big number, and we'll move on and pretend that everything is fine. What do we got? 684. Actually, that's not too much lower than the last one. It also does take a little while to get everybody off. What have we got this time? It's still over 100. That's good. Keep going. Oh yeah, pick everybody up. Full train. Right, now we're up against it here, and rather than watching it just at regular speed, let's just up it a touch more. We'll hide the depressing bank statement there. We'll just pretend that didn't turn up this morning. So the reason that this one counts best is because it is a longer route than the trip to Indianapolis. It's largely on the flat apart from the last section, so it should have a decent chance at getting a full head of steam up. It just needs to exceed the speed that the Atlantic was doing for the higher profit per passenger, and there we go. That's 103. Steady on. That's about 60 miles an hour. For those of you who think in gallons. And this could be quite a good payday. What do we got? 1.5 million. Okay, well, you know, we thought aggressive thoughts, and you know, we're going to see if this pays off. Right, good. Let's go follow something else just to wrap things up, just to see where we're up to now. How are we doing, goods trains? Because you haven't been anywhere for a while. I'm going to send you both out, I think. You've got 42 on board. Ease it down. You've got 28 on board, and this is just to get stuff moving again, really. Because, you know, while this run that they're both making now is not going to generate huge amounts of profit, what it will do is it will at least seed a little bit of growth in the two cities that these guys are tending to. And frankly, you know, it's already looking like this was a bum steer, because we're not getting the quantity of goods to make this worthwhile. And as much as I could depot them both and reduce the number of trucks by half, which would be a really smart thing to do. Yeah, maybe I'll catch one of those guys on the way back, and well, it'll be this guy going to sell a couple of his trucks. Just at least until, you know, the demand is there. Likewise, here's a queue of trucks that are all waiting for some more food. You can go, but everybody else has to wait. So yeah, so there you go. There's a hole in my food production. How much was the loan repaid? Yeah, 278,000 in interest, and that is dead money. Oh well, here comes the next food shipment, and that's a food pickup. What have we got waiting now? Have we managed to increase here up to 170, which is okay-ish? But there you go. I mean, that's the state of affairs that we're at as we speak. Stonebolt bring 85 fuel. That's nice. Likewise, I think we also had a good year in 41 with regards to fuel being delivered. Let's have a look. Where are we? So you're currently packing 16 fuel, which is good. You should drop off just outside Indy. And then there's another 150 fuel coming in the opposite direction. So that's going to pay off. Likewise, if I can keep the passenger numbers up, and it's already struggling here, then that monster passenger train that we just set up should do the numbers. But it's going to be a bit of a struggle for a little while. So tune in next time and find out just how much of a struggle it is and how much I currently regret having invested 17 million quid in a train. Thanks very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Throw a like on this one if you're enjoying the series, and subscribe if you've not already done so you don't miss out on the next instalment. Thanks very much for watching today. I'll catch up with you soon. Cheerio.